Welcome to Holographic Health Insights, the podcast where science meets soul for complete well-being. Join hosts Reverend Anne-Marie Byers and her daughter Rachelle Janaris as they explore transformative health approaches that integrate body, mind, and spirit, from energy medicine to holistic practices.
Winter is here, and so are the seasonal sniffles. Anne-Marie and Rachelle share powerful holistic tips and practices to strengthen your immune system naturally, from nutrition and lifestyle changes to energy medicine techniques. Learn how to thrive in the colder months and keep your health in peak condition. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm Skip Mauney, co-host / producer back in the studio with Reverend Anne-Marie Byers and Rachelle Janaris. Anne-Marie and Rachelle, how's it going?
Wonderful. How are you, Skip?
I'm doing just fine. Rachelle?
Doing well, thank you.
Very good. So today, we're in the middle of winter, snowstorm going on. And so keeping your immune system up where it should be is a challenge. So the question is, how can you boost your immune system, especially during winter months? Anne?
Well, and as I learned from dealing with some very severe illnesses in the past myself, keeping your immune system strong is important year-round, but especially right now with all of the people being inside and viruses and bacteria proliferating because we're not getting good fresh air. Also, the cold air lowers the immune system. So when it's below like 40 degrees or 45 degrees, your immune system is automatically lowered. So you want to really boost it to take care of all of those, the cold air and those viruses and bacteria that are more prolific this time of year. One thing that is really important is upping your vitamin D, because we get out in the sun more in the summertime. We get more vitamin D through our skin, and we don't get that in the wintertime. So it's important to supplement with vitamin D. And studies have shown that most people are deficient in vitamin D. And they were originally recommending 500 units of D daily. But now some people are upping that to taking between 5,000 and 10,000. Taking vitamin K2 along with that really helps to assimilate it better in the body. So that's what I use, is a vitamin D with K2 supplement. Then we have our good friend vitamin C. As we talked about in another segment, vitamin C was found to prevent scurvy and other diseases in sailors, but also it boosts your immune system. And it's important to supplement with vitamin C because we don't get enough fruit with vitamin C in the wintertime. And so adding a vitamin C supplement really helps with that. Then we have zinc. Zinc is important for the immune system, for the skin. Vitamin C and zinc are both important for the skin. And then we get into probiotics. Dr. Perlmutter has said recently in the 90s and 2000s how important the gut is for the immune system. Dr. Jensen said this back in the 1930s, how important this is. So I use a probiotics, called Probiotics 10 that we carry, that is good for all of the areas of the body, and is a good all-around probiotic that sits on the shelf. I don't have to keep it in the refrigerator. The gut bacteria is really important for getting rid of those invaders that come in through our food, through the gut. So boosting your good gut bacteria with a good probiotic and digestive enzymes with good probiotics to help the food digest well. And then we get back to just making sure we eat a good alkaline diet. Viruses and bacteria really cannot live in an alkaline environment. And so keeping the body more alkaline, eating more fruits and vegetables, being careful how we combine foods so that, for example, you don't want to eat meat and potatoes together because the byproduct of that is an acidic condition. So if you eat meat, you want to eat it first or alone or with vegetables. Fruit digests really quickly, so you want to eat that first, and you want to eat plenty of fruits and vegetables because they create more alkaline ash. So eating a good diet is still your first medicine. I didn't say it first. Hippocrates said it many, many years ago. But you want to have a good alkaline diet. You want to have your good probiotics and your vitamin C and zinc. Then when I feel like I'm coming down with something, we have a product called ImmunoWell that has good mushrooms in it and boosts the immune system. It's another synergistic supplement. I take one of those daily as a prophylactic. But then when I feel like I'm coming down with something, I will take about 4 of our Complete C throughout the day. I'll take about 4 ImmunoWell throughout the day. I usually take about 2 of the probiotics 10 to keep my gut bacteria working really well. I take about 10,000 units of D with K2 a day. So that is what I do personally. I also use a colloidal ionic silver blend that I boost with some natural energy signatures to antidote viruses and bacteria. So that actually works as a natural defender for me as well. That's something else that I do personally. So those are things anybody can do. Once again, making sure that you get good brands. Ours are all synergistic, as I said, and so we're happy to help anybody with those. But regardless of what you do, keeping your stress low, making sure you eat a good diet, boosting your good gut bacteria, and those other supplements we talked about.
Very good. Well, I was going to ask a couple things. What you mentioned to increase your alkalinity, you said eat more fruits and vegetables. Are there any particular fruits and vegetables that accomplish that better?
Well, one of the most alkaline fruits is watermelon and also lemon. So you can drink lemon water, eat watermelon, and there are just fruits and vegetables in general tend to be more alkaline. Meat is on the acidic side, as sugar. Sugar is extremely acidic, but a natural sugar in fruit is really good for the body and gives it energy. If you read Dr. William Lee's Eat to Beat Disease, he talks about certain foods that really help target certain switches in the body that keep you healthy. For example, strawberries are extremely good as cancer fighters, as are blueberries. So these foods actually help to work with the cells of the body to prevent really cells from getting out of tolerance and feeding the good cells of the body. So that's what you want to think about doing, is feeding the cells of the body, keeping the body alkaline. And I was really happy when I had some blood work recently, and the urinalysis was flagged on the alkaline scale. That means that what I'm doing is working. And so part of it is the foods you eat. And we actually have a chart called our 80-20 chart, because one of Dr. Barudi's researching showed that it's better to eat 80% alkaline, 20% acidic. So I am vegetarian, mostly vegan. And so most of the foods I eat are on that alkaline to mid-alkaline scale. When you eat bread, and it's more on the 3/4 of the way, meat is very acidic, as is sugar. So you want to avoid sugar. Sugar is not good for the body. And I'm talking about white table sugar and breads and cakes and things like that. So they create an acidic environment. And we all got through the holidays. And so that's why some people, quickly came down with the flu or something like that because they did not eat as much of an alkaline diet through the holidays because of all the treats. There are ways to make healthier treats using coconut sugar instead of table sugar, etc. So, and using whole grain flours like an organic whole wheat or einkorn flour, which is an ancient wheat, because they digest more slowly and process the sugars at a more level rate. So if you're going to have a treat, it's better to make your own than to buy something unhealthy off the shelf. Sourdough bread has good bacteria in it that also feeds that good gut bacteria. Adding that, some pomegranate juice that feeds the good bacteria. Those are things you can do to really help to create a better environment. And once again, stress is acidic. So in our 80-20 chart, we have watermelon and lemon on the alkaline side, along with prayer and meditation. And on the acidic side, we have sugar, meat, stress, and things like that. People think artificial sweeteners are not a problem, but they are. They cross the blood-brain barrier. They are not good for your brain or your body, and they actually make you crave more sugar. So if you get one thing out of this podcast today, if you're going to have a sweet treat, use something like coconut sugar or a natural sweetener. Honey is good for the immune system. And do something like that and avoid the table sugar, avoid the artificial sweeteners. And Rachelle, you've raised your daughter as mostly a vegetarian, and what's her favorite food?
Strawberries.
Ooh.
And how many ear infections has she had?
This is hard to believe coming from me, who struggled with them as an itty bitty baby. She has never had an ear infection. Now, she's had fluid on the ears, she's had colds, but we've never had a sick visit at the doctor, and she's never had an ear infection.
Wow. Very nice.
In over 7 years.
7
Wow,
and a
very
half.
nice. Wow. Well, in talking about food, I try to eat a pretty clean diet. I eat a lot of fish. I try to avoid red meat, although my wife is a carnivore. She loves red meat. And I worry about that, but I try to eat clean. And of course, today, when we have this episode about eating to boost your immune system, I had a sausage biscuit for breakfast. I shouldn't even be talking about that.
It's about the balance. It's about there's always a scale. You can't eat 100% healthy all the time, but it's acknowledging, okay, I did have a treat this morning. How can I get back on the rails for the afternoon and the evening to kind of balance that treat out? Like she said, making your treats yourself, making your biscuits, you can control the ingredients a lot better when you are able to make them yourself.
Very good. Well, and Anne touched on this, but Rachelle, I was going to ask you, and I think the answer is obvious. Can stress reduction, and that's what Anne talked about, and better sleep, can that impact immune function?
Absolutely. Those were two things that I was actually going to comment on too, Skip. So I'm glad you brought those up. I have struggled with stress for a long time, starting in high school, really. You know, I was very go, was in all the activities, all the like honors classes, and just very high stress. I always had a full plate. And then I went to college early. What was I thinking? And then not only that, but I graduated early. I went for my master's right after that. So my body was done. It was very tired and very overstressed and not replenished. So I actually was so depleted after, I believe it was after I graduated with my undergrad degree. I was, 21 years old, had my undergraduate degree. Life was great. My body crashed. I turned to my mom. I said, what do I do? I can't even get to the doctor. I felt so terrible. We looked at the stress. I rested. I laid on the couch and I just rested, watched some good, wholesome movies, read some books, got myself to the supplement shop. This was before we even knew Holographic Health. And I was taking a lot of magnesium, a lot of vitamin C and D with K2, and a really good multivitamin. And I just babied my body back to health, basically. Now I'm very much more aware of stress and how it does affect our bodies. So I'm a huge fan of yoga, specifically yin yoga, which is great for balancing. Like if you've got an active lifestyle and you're moving a lot, the yin yoga side of things really helps loosen your connective tissues, and it's more of a relaxation, but you are also working those deep muscle tissues to kind of bring balance back that way as well. But the important thing is find movement that you like, that feels good. Recognize when your body starts to show you the signs that you're getting tired, or honoring your body, listening to its signals, I think is one of the most important things. And sleep. I get 8 or 9 hours of sleep every night, and I feel wonderful. I think in the winter too, it's very important to take advantage of the dark that we have. God designed it that way. He gave us the extra dark in the winter so that we can reset our bodies and really help replenish and de-stress and read some more books and turn off the screens. That's really hard to do, but turning off the screens and honoring the dark, and that our bodies can really use that time and that dark to replenish and reset and repair, because that's when our bodies naturally repair themselves, is when we sleep.
Very good. Very good to know. I've taken lots of notes so that I can remember this stuff, because it's really, I'm fascinated by it. And I like I said, I try to eat clean, but as far as supplements and meditation and all that, I'm not good, but I'm going to get better. Every episode, I'm going to get better. So I'll report on that. All right. Very good. Well, Anne-Marie, Rachelle, thank you so much for being here again today. Love it. Love what you guys are doing. And I can't wait till our next episode. I hope you have a good rest of the week, and we'll catch you in that next episode.
Sounds good. Thank you, Skip.
Thanks for joining us on Holographic Health Insights. If you're ready to dive deeper into transformative health approaches, visit holographichealth.com or give us a call at 800-566-1522. Remember, your journey to total well-being starts here.